I'm a phoenix, barely hatched, and my mom already dragged me up to the immortal realm to steal peaches. She leaned in close and whispered, "These are the Night Emperor's prized peaches, eat up." She grabbed the biggest one off the tree and went off to hide by herself, but I hadn't even grown my teeth yet. So I just sat there staring at a tree full of immortal peaches, smacking my lips at nothing but thin air, and she barely got a few bites in, before a giant golden hand came crashing down from the sky and slammed her into the ground. A tall figure descended from the clouds. The guy radiated a suffocating pressure. "You again, you little phoenix! My lord, spare me! I even brought a gift to make it up to you this time." The man lazily raised a hand and the giant golden palm vanished. My mom immediately chucked me into his arms. "This child, I'm giving her to you." Before the words even settled, she'd bolted as a streak of light. I was dangling in midair, held up by the scruff of my neck by the Night Emperor. My little legs were kicking like crazy. He furrowed his brow, looked me up and down, and let out a cold snort. A baby phoenix? I was starving, and I opened my mouth to cry. The Night Emperor's hand jerked. He almost dropped me. He stiffly stuffed me into his robes. I instinctively burrowed into his chest, my little mouth going smack-smack, hunting for milk. "What the? I am not your wet nurse!" And just like that, I ended up staying in the heavenly court. The Emperor even gave me a name, Feng Jinhuang, riding on the Emperor's favor. I was living my best life up there. The old lord's alchemy room was basically my playground. The matchmaker god's red strings were my toys. 30 years later, one morning, I was up in the peach tree swinging my legs when I suddenly said, "I miss my mom." The Emperor, who was standing below, looked up at me. "She's probably out fishing in the East Sea, or stealing spirit herbs on the Western Mountains. Go pack your things, I'll take you to find her." I cheered and jumped out of the tree, and he caught me. The Emperor is way more reliable than my mom. He just went, didn't say another word, but I could tell he was smiling. The Emperor took me to the East Sea. I leaned over the cloud and looked down. The blue water was shimmering and sparkling. A few dragon silhouettes flickered beneath the surface. I tugged on his sleeve and asked, "Emperor, you think my mom's down there?" "The East Sea Dragon King and your mom go way back. You might know where she is." The Dragon Palace was stunning. Crystal walls glowing deep beneath the sea. The moment the old Dragon King heard the Night Emperor had arrived, he rushed out with all his dragon sons and grandsons to greet him. I hid behind the Emperor, peeking out with half my head. Then I accidentally locked eyes with a pair of amber eyes. A young dragon prince in a blue robe, grinning straight at me. The old Dragon King noticed me. "And this is..." I puffed up my chest and jumped in. "I'm the Emperor's little phoenix." "Oh, a phoenix girl. I'm the third prince, Ao Bing. Let me take you to see the coral garden." I was about to say yes, but the Emperor pulled me into his arms. "We talk business first," he said low. "My lord, please follow me to the main hall." "Yikshu, take this little fairy to the side hall." I'd barely taken a few steps with Ao Bing when the Emperor grabbed my wrist and pressed something into my palm. "Take this aqua orb. Keeps you from getting soaked." Ao Bing stared at the glowing, shimmering orb, and his expression shifted. "That thing can repel all water. It's an ancient divine artifact." I followed Ao Bing into the side hall. He enthusiastically introduced me to all kinds of seafood snacks. I was just about to pop a crystal cake into my mouth when I heard commotion outside. I heard the Night Emperor brought a little phoenix. I saw the third prince take her to the side hall just now. The third prince always knows how to charm the ladies. I perked up, curious, but forgot about the cake in my hand. It went splat right onto my skirt. "Don't listen to that gossip. I've got better snacks over here. Wanna try some?" The words barely left his mouth when the door swung open. The Emperor stood in the doorway, his eyes going straight to the cake stain on my collar. I jumped up and instinctively tried to hide the stain behind my back. He walked over calmly. "You got a little stain? No big deal." One tap of his fingertip, and the stain was completely gone. "Thoughtful of you, third prince, Nien, but this kid has a sensitive stomach. She can't handle raw seafood." "My apologies, I didn't think it through." When we left the Dragon Palace, the old Dragon King said he hadn't seen my mom lately, but suggested we try asking around in the Western Buddha realm. "Why does the Emperor seem kind of off today?" "What do you mean?" He randomly gave me the aqua orb, then specifically came to find me in the side hall. "You're young, you don't know how people really work." The way that third prince was looking at you? Never mind, you wouldn't get it. I'm 30 years old, okay? Still a baby by Phoenix standards. Wanna go check out the Western Buddha realm? Oh my gosh, I heard the Bodhi fruit there is amazing. The Western Buddha realm was breathtaking. Everything was wrapped in this warm, golden glow. When we arrived, the Bodhisattvas were all deep in chant. Guanyin smiled and bowed. "My lord, what a timely visit. And this little one is..." The Emperor lifted me over his head and announced to everyone, "My little phoenix." Taking her out to see the world. Then Manjushri said he wanted to see the phoenix's true form. With the Emperor's nod, I did a spin. The Bodhisattvas all gasped in awe. After I changed back, Ksitigarbha suddenly called out, "Little one, have you been to Mirror Fate Mountain? There's a mirror of 3 lives there. Shows your past and your destined one." "Really? Emperor? Can we go check it out?" His expression flickered for just a second, but he nodded. Then the Emperor took me to Mirror Fate Mountain. At the peak stood a massive ancient bronze mirror. They say if you stand before it, you can see your past life and your destined person. I ran up to the mirror, practically bouncing. The surface started still, then slowly began to ripple. Then an image appeared. A tiny fairy with transparent wings, dancing through a field of flowers. "So your past life was a little fairy, then mine is..." Just as I was waiting for my destined person to appear, the image suddenly shifted. A blurry haze appeared, with a vague human shape, but I couldn't make out the face no matter what. Then the Emperor's low voice came from behind me. "It's not time yet." I turned to look at him. His expression was strange. His reflection appeared in the mirror and eerily overlapped with that hazy figure for just a moment. I asked curiously, "What did you see, Emperor?" "Time to head back." He pulled me away from the mirror and turned to leave. He was quiet the whole way down the mountain. I noticed his brow was slightly furrowed, like he was working through something tough. I tugged on his sleeve. "Emperor, you okay?" "I'm fine. Just thinking about where to look for your mom next." "Honestly, it's fine even if we don't find her. Having you around is enough. But I do still really want to see her." And with that, we hit the road again to find my mom. We followed her energy trail and ended up in front of a ridiculously lavish estate in the mortal world. The sign above the gate was written in big, dramatic strokes, Phoenix Manor. 2 ridiculously good-looking young guards stood at the entrance. The Emperor's mouth twitched. "This taste is totally your mom's vibe." The second we stepped inside, there she was, right? My mom lounging on a silk-draped chaise. One gorgeous guy was feeding her grapes. Another was giving her a leg massage and pouring her wine. And there was a third off to the side playing the guqin. "Mom!"